What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Last time, we started our exploration through Yukiko's castle. It's been a bit of a trial just trying to get up to, where we really need to be. But we at least got up to where the mid-boss was and actually had a pretty okay time against it. We are starting to run a bit low on some of our healing items, so that's not exactly a good thing when the enemies are only going to get even harder from here. In this episode, we are going to do just a little bit of grinding before continuing onwards through Yukiko's castle. One thing I should mention is that another change that Golden does compared to the original is that whenever you start from a dungeon, it basically goes from either the beginning or your last floor. Unlike the original, which had you from the highest floor you were at and only reset once you had cleared the dungeon the first time, and you needed to go up to beat the optional boss. This time, it's just from whatever floor that you left, which is a little bit more of a pain if I'm being quite honest. But we are going to start from the beginning again, just so we can grind out some healing items. I can maybe try to get some cups as well through some easy battles, but I'm mostly going to try getting some chests, just so I can try to get some life stones, or potentially some snuff souls so I just have more SP for using Dia. So I'm just going to do a little bit of grinding. If anything interesting happens, I'll show you guys, and if not, we'll continue where we left off. I swear, these things are pretty rare to get in certain playthroughs. Alright, well, after about 20 minutes of grinding, I didn't really get too many items along the way. Got plenty of soul drops, some peach seeds, got another life stone or two, as well as 2 more snuff souls as well. So hopefully that'll be enough to get to the end. We are also wanting to get into more battles to gain more experience, because we do kind of need a couple extra levels before taking on Shadow Yukiko. Ooh, but we have a new enemy, the Heat Balance.
It's not strong at all.
I need to remember what exactly you're weak to.
3 enemies left.
First, let's knock you 2 down.
Go, Sensei! Nice move, you knocked it down.
My question is, are you...
You're awesome, Sensei! Go, go,
think
go!
you're weak to wind? Let's go ahead and give that a go.
Persona!
No, you're not weak to wind. Are you weak to ice then? No ice. So electric then. Oh boy. Okay, well let's knock you down.
It's not going down.
By that I mean make you dizzy. Switch back to Valkyrie, because I want Valkyrie to gain 2 more levels. At 2 more levels, she gets Medea. And Medea is going to be...
It got back up! Hurry and beat it!
Medea is going to be extremely helpful in order to make sure that we don't die.
Yosuke's in danger! He needs help! Don't use ice
Okay,
attacks. Yosuke barely has any health!
I'm going to go ahead and just use Dia.
Persona! 3 enemies!
Okay,
Let's get through this.
let's go ahead. Give it another go. Nope. Are you also weak to fire? Huh.
Awesome! Chie-chan's in rampage mode!
Would be a little weird for that. Unfortunately, Valkyrie isn't going to gain the experience here
Two
because
enemies.
Rhombus is my main fire user.
Go, Sensei! You knocked
Valkyrie
it
has
down.
the other elemental types except fire.
It's down. Let's go.
Trying to find weaknesses. Bit of a pain. Bit of a pain. Alright, but we still get shuffle time. Oh. I hate it when shuffle time just makes it impossible for you to keep your sweep bonus. I'm doing so well in my sweep bonuses too. Well, silver linings and all. Okay, so while we're going through this second half... Oh, come on. While we're going through the second half of Yukiko's castle, I mean, I kind of need to find other topics to kind of talk about when it comes to Persona, since I can't really do history lessons, since I've already done that before. So I gotta improvise with something else. Okay, that's what I thought. So I guess light?
Ice.
Might be
Three
light.
enemies. Let's get through this.
Okay, so it actually resists light, so maybe they just don't have a weakness. Which makes things a bit more complicated. Oh, come on! I was gonna use a Snuff Soul after that. I used a Vanish Ball. Apparently I don't get the item if I run away. Man. What a jip. Anyway, there is a different topic that I do want to talk about. That's at least somewhat Persona related while we're going through the second half of Yukiko's castle. And that kind of goes into more kind of hopes for the future of the series. Although instead of worrying about a Persona 3 remake, this one's going to focus on Persona 6. We're getting 3s already. Good, I could certainly use that. Okay, so... And a Snuff Soul. Alright, that one worked out pretty well. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so final floor, so not really too much further, but this actually wasn't going to be super long to talk about anyway. Plus I also need level ups and whatnot, so we may be on the 7th floor for a bit. So anyway, one thing I do want to talk about are kind of things that I kind of hope to see when it comes to Persona 6. And before we get to that, we have a new enemy type, the Magical Magus.
You can win.
Don't remember if he's weak to fire or light.
Go, Sensei! You
I'm
knocked
gonna
it down.
try fire. See how well that works.
Persona.
Null's fire.
Two
Cool.
enemies. Charge through.
Wind?
Throw down. Persona. Someone else
Resist
turn.
wind. Ice.
Take this! Someone finish
Neutral
it
to
off!
ice.
It got back up. Hurry and beat it.
Okay, so that leaves electric and physical. It could also be light. So I'm just gonna make you dizzy. Let's try light. It's light! Okay. Was not misremembering that one. At least to some extent. Alright. So, very simple. I think I can also just continue on in my discussion while we're finishing off this battle. So, obviously, like, we don't have any sort of actual, like, confirmation about Persona 6, but, I mean, we all know Persona 6 is happening. Honestly? Yeah, we'll go with the skill card, because we have Angel currently equipped. Magaru! And Angel leveled up and gets Tsukukaja. Generate 1 also wouldn't be too bad. So anyway, like, we all know Persona 6 is gonna happen at some point, and probably some point soonish. And, like, people can kind of make up whatever they want about, like, very specifics about Persona 6. I mean, if you're thinking about, like, themes or anything like that, get back here!
Chie-chan is swatting them left and right!
Whew.
We won!
Okay, I hate fighting the threes because I just don't have multi-target hits. I'm lucky I was able to get one in.
I gotta step up too! Alright, I leveled
Might
up.
be best to try to, if I need to grind out experience. Might be better to do that on the lower floors. Just because fighting one gold hand is significantly easier than fighting 3 of them. Anyway, Persona 6. There's a lot of speculation and hopes and expectations that I've read online concerning Persona 6. I mean, there's some that just say, like, get rid of the whole calendar system. Or, make it not a JRPG, or turn-based RPG, which honestly both are really ridiculous. Because honestly, like, all that stuff makes Persona, at least mainline Persona, so it just seems weird that, like, people would say, oh, let's just make it completely different. There are also people that say, like, oh, make it more of a college setting, which, I don't know, like, if Persona was, or something similar was made, and it took place in America, I could see a college setting working extremely well for a game like this. But Persona at its heart is an anime game, and since it's anime, it focuses on a high school setting. Stupid beetle critting me while I had Angel out. Anyway, like I said, a college setting would work well for a game like Persona if it took place, like, in America. But again, it's an anime game. Anime tends to focus on high school, so I don't see that changing, especially since Atlus is primarily a Japanese-focused company. Jeez. Guys just don't ever want to... Oh, there we go. Got my chance now. And I couldn't even kill them because they were kings, 2 kings, and that requires Hama. Or else a very, very long and arduous fight. But there is something that I do hope to see when it comes to a Persona 6. Not having anything to do with, like, specific plot points or themes or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and kind of grind things out on this floor. Maybe try to get some more items and whatnot and some levels. But one thing that I would really much like to see in a Persona 6 is a rival Persona group making a return. I personally really love the concept of Strega in Persona 3. I think Strega is a really neat conflict of just having multiple Persona users to be in conflict with the main characters. I think that's a really cool concept, especially when you're dealing with, like, you know, Personas are the strength of one's heart, but what if that strength of heart is in direct opposition to your goals? Because let's face it, Persona 4 and Persona 5 both have very similar concepts with their antagonists. Both Adachi and Akechi are extremely similar in that regard, since both of them are essentially just loners who basically had crap hand in life, that somehow managed to get the power of Persona and use it for selfish goals. The power of friendship is all a bunch of bullcrap, blah 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 blah. It was interesting having it with Adachi, since that was just a natural, like... Man. Can you swing? I guess not. Well, that's gonna be annoying. A lot of Persona 4 themes definitely focus very heavily on the whole concept of the power of friendship. I mean, Persona is just literally the power of friendship. But 5 also just went with that regard and with the catching. Okay, I'm gonna have to just smack you. Ooh, Fornius. I don't think I really need Fornius. I'll take the health. Okay. Starting to look good, except that was too Magi that time. So I still had to stick to Angel. I might just need to buy a Hama card at this point. But anyway, so just kind of dealing with the same thing, the same lone persona user. Kind of gets a little tiring having doing that for 2 games in a row. So I would like to have something similar to Strega. Now Strega was great in concept, but less so in execution. Oh jeez. Ooh, Nata Taishi. Also interesting. Gonna see if I can go for... Nope, not gonna get anything. Nata Taishi isn't really going to do too much. It is a chariot, so I'll take that, I guess. So anyway, one thing that I really like with Strata is just having a team that is in opposition to you. Rather than having a lone wolf that... I'm gonna go for a lower floor. This is getting way too annoying with too many light weakness enemies. It is kind of tiring just to have lone wolf bad guys just crapping on the power of friendship and teamwork and all that jazz. But the big problem that I really have with Strega is mostly just because a lot of the stuff that they do is just off-screen. Their assassination stuff is done off-screen. When it comes to the Cult of Nyx, that's also off-screen. Like, so much of the potential that they have is mostly just done in... Oh, well, they just say that they do this stuff. Ah, crap. So it's very much tell, don't show, and whenever you do encounter them in combat, they are pathetically weak. Like, I get that, like, the idea is like, oh, well, there you have forced persona awakening, so they're not that strong. But from gameplay perspective, that is really anticlimactic. It really sucks when, like, these people that have been built up throughout the majority of the game are just steamrolled. So, it's really kind of disheartening when it comes to Strega, when you have just this really good idea for a rival persona gang, at least, for lack of a better word, but don't really utilize them super well, both in plot and... Oh, boy. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, boy. Yee, yee, yee. I was hoping for the gold hands to stay after that fight. But anyway, Strega. It's really disheartening to see a really neat concept kind of be show, don't, or tell, don't show, and then not even have them really be all that much of a threat. Oh no, not the dice. Not the bronze dice.
It's not strong at all.
Okay, well the thing with dice is that 9 out of 10, they are weak to electricity. Especially early on, they are very weak to electricity.
You hit its weakness. Good answer.
Dude, I don't like that.
Damn, it's not going down.
Resist physical, but that still did a lot. Just try for a skewer. Good, good. Okay. I'm worried with dice because they can self-destruct, and because I'm on very hard, I feel like that would just murder all of us. So, that could have been bad. Possibly... Nope. Now, the idea of the battles changing may very well be addressed in Reload. Reload could very easily just improve on those fights and actually make them challenging boss fights throughout the game. And it actually kind of seems like that's the case with the little snippets of trailers that we've seen. Okay, Valkyrie leveled up. That is a lot of experience that I'm probably not gonna get. Unless I get real lucky with some gold hands. But anyway, like I said, Reload might be able to change those boss fights, but that still won't change the narrative significance of Strega. I mean, that's still to be seen when Reload eventually comes out. But one thing that I would like to see is a return to an opposing group of Persona users. I think that would be... There's literally nothing in here. I would like to kind of see that sort of dynamic. And I think it would actually be... Oh, that just... Oh, right. Duh. It would actually be interesting to kind of see that dynamic play out. And it even opens up various other potential story beats. Like, say, a social link or confidant or however they address it. Or potential party member could even start out with this opposing team with an opposing viewpoint on whether, like, how to use personas, how to, like, deal with whatever sort of other world shenanigans is going on. I think it would be interesting to kind of see that opposing view. Like, an idea that I've kind of had would be not even necessarily that they're the main bad guys, but just an opposing force. So, to give an example, let's say that the protagonists are trying to use the magical MacGuffin to improve humanity in some way. Let's say that the kind of the idea of the Persona 6 revolves around, like, dreams and aspirations. So the heroes want to get the MacGuffin McMuffin in order to, you know, have people's dreams come true or to make them more likely to realize their dreams. The antagonists want to essentially use the MacGuffin McMuffin to control people. Basically enslave them to whatever evil machinations that they want. The rival Persona group, meanwhile, wants to use the MacGuffin McMuffin essentially to not really use it, but to destroy it. They don't want that power falling into the wrong hands, and thus they want to get rid of it so that way it can't be abused one way or the other. This would lead them into conflict with the main cast, and it could lead to a ton of different types of encounters. In some cases, could be a collective boss fight. You could see this group grow over time, just like your own party grows throughout the course of the game. I don't have anything really to deal with 3 of them, and I'm losing resources. Hey, I got a combat dress for Yukiko when I eventually get her. So, yeah, that is essentially kind of what I would hope to see for a rival Persona group. And even then, like, sometimes they don't even necessarily need to be in conflict with the heroes. Sometimes they could just be allied with them if their goals align in any particular instance. Like, maybe for the most part they disagree with the heroes, but sometimes they may align with you. Sometimes they may even defeat you if it's kind of like, oh, well, they ambushed your character, and it leads to what's essentially kind of a forced loss battle sort of thing. Okay. Might even hit level 12 yet. Ah, crap.
Amazing, Sensei!
And there's my level up. Oh, good. That's exactly what I needed. So, like I said, there could be all sorts of different ways that you can utilize
Are
a
you all right,
rival
Yosuke? You're
group in terms of storytelling. Like I said, there could be forced losses, there could be other social links or party members. I forgot that I have Hermit now, so I can just run right past them. Actually, there should be another chest that's over this way. I might be able to just grab that while I'm over here. So that's kind of one thing that I really hope that Persona 6 would incorporate. Like I said, you don't have to make them the main big bad guys of the entire story. They can just be an antagonistic force that sometimes even help you, but more often than not get in the way. I mean, if their motivations make sense, I feel like that would also make them a pretty compelling story. Like, if, yeah, they don't want anyone to use whatever sort of power the other world has over in the real world, then their main goal would be to just simply destroy it. Which, again, might go into conflict for what your team's trying to do if your team wants to simply improve the world however they can. So, that's what I'm kind of hoping for Persona 6, if nothing else. So, that's what I'm kind of hoping for. And I really hope we at least get something with an opposing Persona team. Just because I really want to have something similar to Strega and not just have a lone Persona user who balks at the concept of friendship for a third time in a row. Ooh! We do lose our sweep bonus, but we have ourselves a much rarer card. The Emperor. This is a really nice card to get. The Emperor will automatically level up your currently equipped Persona. So it's just an automatic level up regardless of how much XP it has left remaining. I'm getting that. I'm not going to get the second endurance up because that's useless to me. But that gets us to level 10. Alright. Arm Chopper's not bad either, too. Oh, come on. I got another one. Except I have a Robus equipped, which is a little bit unfortunate. Yay, I get Dodge Ice. And to go home. Well, I was gonna really need that soon anyway. So anyway, that was kind of what I wanted to talk about. There's other things that I might talk about in the future for things that I kind of want to see in a Persona 6. But I'll kind of keep those limited to individual discussions as we're going through the various dungeons. Like I said, I really need something to talk about during all this, so I'm gonna need them for something. But we're pretty much done with our grinding session. Come on! How many shadows are there? Well, worth it. I had to switch to Angel for that, but totally worth it. So anyway, that's going to do for our discussion today. I am going to get back up to where the boss fight with Shadow Yukiko is. I'll use a go home, prep ourselves with getting a few more extra personas just in case. I don't think I really need anything else, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to at least get Arcanas that I'm gonna need. So we'll do that, and I'll meet you guys in the Velvet Room. Alright, made it back, got a few more items, thankfully avoided most fights. I'm gonna go ahead and register personas that I could use. This is gonna be manual, so I will go ahead and do all this. Okay, so now that I've got all of that taken care of, let's see if there's any fusions I potentially want. There's Oberon. Oberon wouldn't be too bad, and actually the fire? Fire resistance wouldn't be too bad. Decent endurance, too. So that wouldn't really be too much of an issue. I could also just use Angel as well. And that would give me Bufu. But I do lose Garu, which is a bit of a problem. So, probably not enough to really want to get rid of Valkyrie. Although, Oberon has much better magic. And Bufu honestly wouldn't be too bad. Is there a way? Yeah. Without losing Angel. Although, kind of a moot point because we're at the end of the dungeon. I'm gonna deliberate through what I want and I'll show you guys my fusions. How about that? So that way I'm not wasting everyone's time. Okay, I think I know what I want for here, and this actually gives me a pretty good point to show differences in fusion, since I didn't do this the last time I was in the Velvet Room. So we are fusing away Pixie, Omoikane, and Natataishi in order to fuse Oberon. Now, the nice thing with Golden that you may have kind of noticed with me kind of looking things over is that we do select what skills we can pass down. We're given a list of how many skills that we can pass down based on the relative strength and number of skills that the fusing personas have. And this, honestly, is a much better feature that I'm glad that Reload is going to be having, which will make Persona 3 just so much more tolerable to play for fusions. But I'm gonna give Bufu, Tarunda, and Rakunda. We don't have an Emperor, but Oberon does have much higher magic compared to Valkyrie. Valkyrie's still useful because she has Medea, so if I need healing, I can do that. But I think Oberon's going to be a much better choice going into this fight. So yeah, no Emperor social link. Magic and luck. Okay, a little bit stronger attack. Would have liked a little bit in endurance. But I do also still have Valkyrie. Although Valkyrie's endurance isn't really that much better, to be honest. So that still might not necessarily mean a whole lot. But yeah, that at least gives us something a little bit better to work with in terms of magic. Okay, so I only did one more fusion after Oberon. I decided to make Kusith, just so that way I had a Sun persona for future social link stuff. But with everything in hand, we can go ahead and use a Snuff Soul on two of us. And then we can use Peach Seeds to just kind of max up on our health. We should have enough supplies to be able to get through this fight. But obviously, being over abundance of caution, I am going to save yet again. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and equip Oberon. That's who said Oberon. I don't think I have any additional items that would be super helpful. Increase fire damage, reduce ice damage, panic. Evasion to fire attacks might be helpful for... Well, no, because I don't think Chie's stuff stacks. So I'll give myself a fire suppressor. And I think we're good with everything else. I will be showing off the different clothing stuff. I would like to have a full party before really jumping into that, though. So we'll show that off when we hit Kanji's dungeon. But until then, let's go ahead and confront Yukiko.
Yukiko!
I knew it. There's two of her.
Oh? Ooh, what's this? 3 princes are here to see me. My. Are you the surprise guests who came in late? Oh, I wish I'd gotten a better look at you. My, it's getting crowded here. Why don't you and I go somewhere else? A land far, far away where no one knows me. If you're my prince, you'd take me there, won't you? Come on, pretty please?
Oh, is this scoring a hot stud?
Teddy, not now.
3 princes? Wait, does that include me too?
Duh. The third one's gotta be me.
I seriously doubt that.
Chie. Yes, she's my prince. She always leads the way. Chie's a strong prince. Or at least she was.
Was?
When it comes down to it, Chie's just not good enough. She can't take me away from here. She can't save me.
Yukiko! Stop.
Historic inn? Manager training? I'm sick of all these things chaining me down. I never asked to be born here. Everything's decided for me, from how I live to where I die. I'm so sick of it. To hell with it all.
That's not true.
I just want to go somewhere far away. Anywhere but here. Someone please take me away. I can't leave here on my own. I'm completely useless.
Stop. Please stop.
I have no hope if I stay, and no courage to leave. So I sit on my ass, hoping that someday my prince will come. I don't care where we go. Anywhere's fine. As long as it's not here, I don't give a damn. Historical tradition, pride of the town, what a bunch of bullshit.
How dare you?
That's how I really feel. Isn't that right, me?
No.
Stop! Don't say it!
No! You're not me!
Oh, this feels wonderful. It's building. More and more. If this keeps up, I'll...
Yukiko!
We have to stop it. That girl's in danger.
We know!
It's all right, Yukiko. Just hang in there. We'll save you!
I am a shadow, the true self. Now, my prince, why don't we dance and make merry together?
Hang in there, Yukiko! I'm right here for you!
Oh, really? Then I'll make sure to give you plenty to deal with.
And now we have once again come to the nightmare that is Shadow Yukiko.
Yikes! This is one tough enemy!
Shadow Yukiko is weak to ice, drains fire and nulls light and dark, and knows the skills Double Fangs, Augie, Burn to Ashes, Terror Voice, Shivering Rondo, White Wall, and Summon. Honest to goodness, this is heavily more balanced for what you should be facing at this point in the game. Shadow Yukiko is far from the nightmare that she was in the original game and is balanced mostly because she has a weakness now. It is compensated though for the fact that she has about double her health, so it makes her like a pretty meaty boss fight, admittedly. But, on the other hand, it does make going through her fight a lot easier.
Here's our chance. Let's
Since you can go through a bunch of all-out attacks to deal a lot more damage. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use Tsukukaja on Chie, because that is still a problem in this boss fight. But at the very least, we can keep on attacking. Now, she does have White Wall, which will cancel out her weakness, and she'll periodically use that throughout the fight.
What? Are you trying to make me mad?
Case in point, right here. Okay, so what we can do instead is use our ability to debuff her. So debuffing her should make things at least a little bit easier as well, so that way we aren't just murked. And then we can hit her with a skewer. No point in using Tarukaja right away, because we're not going to get the best use of it. A Passion Stare. So that's another thing that's helpful. She has Qs now. At which point you're going to want to guard. Everyone guard. So Burn to Ashes is still a nightmare, and later on down the, in the fight, she doesn't give the warning anymore. But at the very least early on, there is a wind-up. So it does help out a little bit. In the meantime, though, we're just gonna keep on keeping on. Okay, that hurt a little bit, but that wasn't too bad. And now... we can use the opportunity to get some all-out attacks. Like I said, this fight, while it still can be a little bit of a pain because of the increased health, it is so much easier to deal with, and it's a lot more heavily balanced for this point in the game. For it being the first major boss, it is no longer a nightmare to get through. It's no longer a major difficulty spike, which is a godsend. I still have to be a little bit careful, but that's only just because I'm on the highest difficulty. Okay, so do that. Go ahead and use Tsukukaja on Chie. And to make sure that I still am good on SP, I'm going to drop a Snuff Soul on me. Passionate Stare. Everyone guard again. I should probably heal up Yosuke. Let's go ahead and use Rakunda. Yosuke can go ahead and heal up himself. And then Chie can hit her with the skewer. Ugh, okay, that still did a good amount of damage. But we're doing fine. We're honestly doing very well, all things considered. We still haven't even hit, like, the main, like, kind of like the halfway point. Although I think once it hits her turn again, I believe it'll trigger. Given how much damage we've been doing, I'm pretty sure the next part will trigger soon.
We're not done yet. Show me this strength of yours. Come, my prince.
Alright, and now we have her backup, the Charming Prince.
This one's tough. Hang in there.
The Charming Prince is weak to electricity, resists wind and nulls light and dark, and knows the skills Cleave, Makajama, Diorama, Evil Touch, Terror Voice, and Sukukaja. The Charming Prince is also quite a bit different. It still acts as a sort of support for Shadow Yukiko. The two main takeaways are, one, it has a different weakness, that being electric.
All right, keep it up.
We can instead do this. And two, it actually flees. So, after a couple turns, the Charming Prince will just run away. So I'm gonna go ahead, use Sukukaja on Chie again. So you don't really need to focus on it too much. I mean, it's still worth it to kind of attack it just so that way you can get some more all-out attacks in. I believe... Yeah, I've got a ball of lightning here.
Here's our chance. Let's go. It's up to you,
I'm
Chief.
gonna say no, and I'm gonna hit Shadow Yukiko with another Bufu.
Take this.
Since it's dizzy, I'd rather it not get a chance to attack us. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna switch on over to Valkyrie. Yosuke and Chie could use some more healing, so I'm gonna use Medea. Let's see, I don't need to do that for Chie. So let's just go ahead and bash Shadow Yukiko. And just get in some more damage while we can.
Come on.
And then I can attack Shadow Yukiko and... Oh, right. I forgot it had White Wall up. Ah, there it goes!
My prince. My dear prince. Why? Why won't he come?
No one's coming. Now's your chance to attack.
Okay, and this is the perfect opportunity to get our attacks in. So yeah, like, he didn't even get a chance to do anything. Crap, it still resists. I thought it got rid of it, but no, that was its lower defense that went away. Alright, well, I'm just gonna buff up Chie's attack.
Looks like I had the wrong idea. You're no princes. Die, you worthless commoners!
Oh boy.
Yosuke's scared.
Okay, do I have a persona with Contra? Still, do I? Yes, Angel. Do I have anything that has Contra that resists fire? That's a big ol' nope. Okay. So this is gonna be a little bit risky, but I'm gonna switch to Angel. And we're gonna heal up Yosuke. Last thing I want is for him to be dealt a massive amount of damage. In the meantime, Sukukaja on me.
Yikes.
Okay, it looks like it's gone away. Was I not paying attention? I was indeed not paying attention, and it doesn't change. I thought it changed.
Chie-chan's in danger. Heal her.
Well, that stinks. Switch on back to Valkyrie.
Chie-chan's really hurting.
And use
Heal her.
Medea. Need to use Tarunda on her again.
Up we go.
But at the very least,
Counting on
make sure that we're all still doing all right.
100 million.
And I'll have her guard. Not again. Okay, well, not a problem. Not a problem.
Yosuke's scared!
Patra.
Sorry.
And then attack. We're not too far away from finishing. So I'll go ahead, switch back to Oberon, and focus on Tarunda.
Soda!
Yosuke will use his turn to heal me to make sure that I'm doing alright. And Chie can hit her with a skewer. Oh boy.
Yosuke's scared!
I hate it when she keeps doing that. Back to Angel. I think, though, that doing this is keeping her in a loop.
Thanks.
It's keeping her in a loop so that way she doesn't really do her worst attacks on you and just doing burn to ashes right away. So, it's working. It's working quite well. Our assaults kind of let up a bit, but overall we're still managing. Okay, I can live with that. I can absolutely live with that.
You're nearly there!
Switch on back to Oberon. And that gives us 2 full all-out attacks to work with.
Let's catch! Ready or not, here
That
we come!
should... I think by the time Chie's all-out attack gets through, I think we've got this.
Throw down!
Oh yeah, we've totally got this. Woohoo! Entirety of Yukiko's dungeon done in the first day. Woo! Who needs social links when I've got the power of grinding? Don't take that in any other context.
Yukiko! Yukiko, are you hurt?
No, I'm not.
We understand. You're not the only one like that, Yukiko-san. Everyone has something they can't show to other people, or don't want to admit to themselves.
Yukiko, I'm sorry. I was so self-centered that I never understood what you were going through. I'm your friend, and I'm so sorry.
Chie.
I was always jealous of you, Yukiko. You had everything that I didn't. That jealousy was like a wall, and I was so lonely. I wanted you to need me, but it was me who needed you. I can't do anything right on my own. I've caused so much trouble for Yosuke and the others. If you weren't by my side, I wouldn't know what to do.
Chie. I never saw the real you either. I was too busy trying to find an easy way out. I want to run away. I want someone to save me. You're right. Those feelings are part of me too. I understand now. You're me.
The strength of heart required to face oneself has been made manifest. Yukiko has faced her other self. She's obtained the facade used to overcome life's hardships. The persona, Konohana Sakuya.
Yukiko!
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm just a little tired. You all came to rescue me.
Of course!
Thank you.
Don't even mention it. I'm just so glad you're safe.
Right on.
We did it.
So, who threw you in here?
Huh? Who are you? Rather, what are you?
I'm Teddy. So who threw you in?
I don't know. I think someone called my name. But my memory's a blur. I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry. Teddy?
No new clues.
Not necessarily. Now we know for sure that someone threw Yukiko-san in here.
Then it really isn't you guys.
What? You're saying you still suspected us?
No. Absolutely not.
You're one lying sack of honey.
Anyways, let's hurry back home. Yukiko looks exhausted. Thanks again, Teddy.
Wait, you're leaving me here?
Leaving you? What are you talking about? You live here.
Well, yeah, but...
I'm sorry, Teddy. I promise to come again. So be a good boy and wait here until then.
My, it's getting crowded here. Why don't you and I go somewhere else? Come on, pretty please.
Ah, you're giving me the creeps. That's it. You're stuck here for the rest of your life.
Seconded.
Yukiko, are you alright? You're not hurt anywhere, are you?
No, I'm just a little tired.
So... Do you at least remember how you got into that other world?
I'm sorry, but I don't remember anything.
Well, no worries. You're safe, and that's more than enough.
Yeah, Chie's right. Don't worry about that stuff for now.
But there's no mistake that Yukiko-san was, attacked the same way as the last two victims. And I think the one we saw on the Midnight Channel wasn't the real Yukiko-san, but her shadow. Maybe the things Yukiko-san was suppressing in this world took form in the TV.
You know, Teddy was saying something like that.
It's no use. I'm just going round and round in circles. What kind of person could be doing this?
Look, we're all exhausted, especially Yukiko. I say we call it a day, and we'll regroup some other time.
Yeah, we can go over it some other day. Yukiko really needs to get some rest. I'll take her home.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yukiko-san must be exhausted. We'll talk about all this some more once she gets her strength back.
Yeah, probably for the best. Well, we were able to save Yukiko in one day! And without really any other prep work. No additional social links, no additional preparation, barely any money from New Game Plus on the highest difficulty. Yeah! But of course, the case is yet to be solved. It's not as if we already know who did it, considering this is a New Game Plus run. Ah, well, whatever. We'll continue onwards with the actual gameplay stuff soon enough.
He's home! Hello?
Hi there.
We got off work at the same time, so I'm giving him a ride back to his place. I thought we might as well swing by.
Nice to meet you. I'm Adachi, the guy who's been your dad's slave since spring.
I can still work you harder, you know.
A good one, sir. Oh, I almost forgot. You're friends with Yukiko Amagi, right?
Yeah.
They found her safe and sound. Tell all your friends at school.
Oh. Well, that's a relief to hear.
Yeah, for us on the force too. But this doesn't mean the case is closed, though. We were just questioning Miss Amagi, but she says she doesn't remember anything that happened while she was missing. And we can't figure out her whereabouts during the missing period either. It's like she really disappeared. It's all pretty fishy if you ask me. Like there's something else going on. Ow!
Stop blabbering, dumbass.
Sorry.
Ignore him. He's just spouting some wild fantasy.
Alright. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, don't give it a second thought. Sheesh. He's a real pain sometimes.
I'm hungry.
You're right. My stomach's growling too.
So you do have a softer side around Nanako-chan, sir.
Shut up and sit down. And wash those hands first. I should do the same.
Oh. Nice to have everyone around for once. And with additional company, too. I do find it interesting that it's basically like Yukiko's been missing for a while. It's like, it's been like a day. Well, it's not like they really could do different dialogue for how long she's been missing, so that tracks. But at the very least, since the game's giving us the option right now, we're gonna call it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Now that we've gone through the entirety of Yukiko's dungeon, we got social link stuff to get through. So there's a lot of extra bonus stuff that we can go into that is both new to Golden and maybe even some extra stuff that we didn't get a chance to do in the original. Not sure if there's anything specifically like that this early on in the game, but we'll at least be able to go through more of our social links and develop those, and possibly even get a few quests done in the meantime. I'm not sure we'll be able to get through everything, even though I will be blitzing through the social links. We'll see how far we get, though. So, until next time, everyone, take care.